Guys, put up a podcast about the Keane versus Halaand problem, and Keane keep going on about Halaand being negative all the time. And I threw it out to you guys, what do you think of it? Because frankly speaking, I was getting a little bit bored with Keane. I loved him as a pundit when he first came on the scene. But I'm now just getting a bit fed up with his sort of arrogance and how he scares everybody, dictates, everything, whether he's right or wrong. And I just wonder if there's a sort of agenda because he hated his dad, now he's going for the son. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's right. Going for the son is wrong. From experience, somebody hit my son or went for my son, hurts more than it hurts me. Give it up, Keane. There's a danger. So what I've done is, I've gone and got loads of the answers from you guys. In fact, I've only just picked out 6 from one side and 6 from the other, trying to be fair, try not to be unbiased, to say, what is right? Is Keane right, wrong, or am I just, seeing things I shouldn't see? Because who knows? So let's look at, the reason that people think Keane's right. He's got it totally right. So I've written down Man United 5683. How's that? Who's sent me one? He said he's given his opinion, mate. It was one game he was giving his opinion on that. Haaland wasn't, was only a championship player. Well, okay, mate. Maybe he was. Maybe it was on that one game. But since then, he's also said, the way he plays is like a championship player, and he's a sport brat, and he's also not as good for League Two players. So it's not just the one game, okay? It's not just the one time. So that's my argument to you, saying it was just one time, and you agreed with him at the time. And maybe he was right for that one time. You don't keep going on about it, is what I'm saying. It's now more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times, okay? It's my opinion. Then you've got Wayne Scow. Keane owns Haaland and Arsenal, and Vieira washes his car. Well, that's intelligent comment. Yeah, he washes his car. So I don't need, these are the sort of comments that pathetic. At least Man United 5683, I thought that was a valid comment you made. I've given one back, which I think is valid, in that it's not just the one time Keane's gone on about it. But Wayne Scow, give me something that's, some valid points, not just Vieira washes his car. That doesn't mean nothing. It's a lie anyway. Paul Gillis, Ian Wright, simple as that. And he's trying to say basically Ian Wright's bias. And actually, there's a slight difference. Ian Wright, and I love him, I'll be honest. It's my bias, maybe bias hat. I try not to be honest. But Ian Wright goes on about Arsenal. He goes, I love them, come on Arsenal, want Arsenal to win. What he doesn't do, he doesn't turn around and say, Haaland's crap. He doesn't actually say, undermine, that's the word, and say nasty things, about other teams and other players. And that's what, Carragher, Neville, and now Keane are doing. They sort of undermine people and they sort of say rude, nasty things, sort of dictate the thinking pattern of the viewers. Ian Wright doesn't. He lets it all right out, as Carragher and Neville do, and I'm happy with that. That we support Man U or Liverpool, Arsenal. We're happy to see them win. Yeah, it's great. I don't mind that. Don't mind when Man U win and Neville goes, yeah. Don't mind all that. What I hate is the nastiness and biasness of Neville and Carragher, where they're always saying, if a Chelsea player does something, I wouldn't do that. That's wrong. An Arsenal player does something, that's wrong. But if it's one of their loved Man United ones, they go in favour of them. That's bias. It's different to Ian Wright. Sorry, that's how I see it. Another one, the horse. I'm sure that he's watching you and he'll change. Okay, again, that's just being facetious. It's not a good point, is it? Come on, horse. With a name like that, seriously, mate, say something valid. I'm just asking for valid points. This is a forum, hopefully, for valid points for discussion, not for just being rude and pathetic. Say something intelligent. A lush. He's got a point here. It's clickbait for Sky doing this, and he's being told to do it. I don't believe Keane would do anything that he's told to do, but I do believe you could be right. It's bait. It is bait to get more viewers. They want more viewers clicking on. This sort of thing gets more viewers clicking on. It's just like journalists, isn't it? And people on TV, all they do is write all these stories just to get everybody buying their newspapers. Are we as fans going to be that, being manipulated because these guys are saying things just to get us to watch and argue with each other, just like they're always, most referees now are great, etc. When we know they're crap, they're blaming VAR for everything when it's not VAR, it's a secondary referee. So I do agree with you, Lush. It could be that. I think it's wrong, but it could be that. I don't believe Keane would do anything he's told, but he'll probably go along the lines of trying to build his profile up, no doubt. You're right, Lush, great comment. Tom Smith wasn't wrong. Don't like it, don't watch it. You got your opinion, you're right. If you don't think he's wrong and you don't think he's doing anything wrong, I have to accept that. I think there's another agenda. I don't think he's done it just the once or the twice or the 3 times. And so once you do it 3, 4 times, then whatever, I think then there's an agenda there. But you've got an opinion, and you're right. If you don't like it, don't watch it. But I like watching football, and frankly speaking, the more people and pundits that I watch, the more information, the more I learn and understand. Regretfully, what I don't want to do is actually have my mind twisted the wrong way and be biased like they are. There you go, Tom. So you got a point. Carl, is it normal to throw your toys out? Is that a good out the bag, and is that a good example to young kids? No, you're right. It's not normal. But on the other hand, I've heard a load of these pundits when players have done that, they say, God, it shows how hungry he is to stay on. Nobody likes being taken off, and you can see his heart's in the game. You can see he wants to play, and it's a normal thing. Yeah, okay. How can a pundit 1 minute say one thing, the next minute say he's a spoilt brat, and look at this child? It shows there's a biasness. Okay, it's one or the other. If players come off, they're all spoiled, or they're all sort of angry because they want to score more goals, or they're hungry and they want to keep playing, which is human nature. One or the other. Okay, and nobody likes being taken off. Nobody. So why call him a spoilt brat? On another player will turn and say, look at the hunger in him. He still wants to play. All right. Who's this? XYZ? No one asked, mate. Who are you? Great comment, love it. No one asked. Original asked. Love that one. You don't think I've used that myself? Come on, give me some valid points. Look, on the right side, MU, Man United fan. He was a thug in his time. This Man United support was thug in his time, and he's got a stinking ego. He needs to calm down, basically. Yeah, it's right. That's just his thought. I'm not going to say it, but he's right or wrong. I think he was a bit of a thug in his time. Look what he did to Haaland's dad. Leon, thanks for your honesty. Okay, that's no points or whatever. He thinks I'm right, basically, and I thank him for actually realising that I'm trying to be unbiased. I've got an opinion. It may be wrong. It may be right. Okay, there may not be an agenda. Keane may think that Haaland's crap, and that's great. And it's his opinion. It may just be his opinion. This is my opinion, that I think maybe he's got an agenda. I can't prove it. I may be wrong, but saying it again and again and again is shows it. I feel there's something there. But thanks, Leon, for saying that. Swan, they really are biased. Okay, it's just another opinion. He thinks I'm right. M. Gill, totally agree, mate. That's just another. No points, but at least people are agreeing with me. Some of these. P. Ferris, he's a bitter man, very sad. Okay, whatever. Okay. And then someone, he wouldn't put his name down, and said, need some down to earth pundits. Bring back Cam. I don't disagree, mate. Again, no points. They're all agreeing. These guys just agreeing with me. Agreeing. Stav of Man U is an awful pundit, regretfully, and Neville is becoming a joke of a hypocrite. Well, there's a Man U man. Whether that's right or wrong. But the two guys, as I said in the beginning, that I just want to finish this off with, because, we all have different opinions for different reasons. I might be totally wrong, but I do feel Keane's actually becoming a bit more like Carragher and Neville, and his bias against Haaland is becoming ridiculous. But I want to say Colin the Carrot. This is a real point, he's got here. Pundits try to dictate their opinion. And that's what they're trying to do. Pundits are trying to dictate their opinions. They're trying to turn us fans into one way of thinking or another way of thinking, whether they're right or they're wrong, and they'll go on and on and on and on and on. For instance, VAR, they've all gone against VAR. Referees want them to go against VAR, so they're playing the establishment game. VAR is just bad refereeing, guys. That's all it is. And if we ever get rid of VAR, all it will go is to the old days where referees carried on making bad mistakes and they got away with it week in, week out, week in, week out. At least with VAR we can see it, we can see how bad they are, pick them up, because all it is two referees, first referee making a cock up and the second referee saying, actually, I've seen you made a cock up, have another look at it, I still think it's wrong, I still think you're right. This is just a secondary cock up. Shows how bad they are. And one day, hopefully, it will improve. Okay? But VAR is crap because the referees are crap and the referees doing it are crap. It's the officials that need to change. That's my opinion. But he's right. Colin the Carrot, pundits are trying to dictate their opinion, just like journalists do, guys. It's ridiculous. Okay? Are you being fooled, fans, by the new type of journalism, football journalism? That's what is happening. And that's Colin the Carrot, brilliant point. And also Supernova 73. Last one, finishing with this one, the best of the lot. This comments on Halaand sulking. Bit strange coming from a man who left his teammates in a World Cup sulking. That is it. In a nutshell, Roy Keane, how you have the audacity to turn around and say he's a sport brat. He fought his heart out to try to make sure that they won that game. He scored goal after goal, 4 goals. Of course he doesn't want to come off because he wants to score 5, 6. He's having a great game. He wants to stand, and you call him a sport brat. And what you did in the World Cup, this was for your country. This was for your team. Were you the captain? You sulks because you were upset in the way things were going. You didn't like the hotel. You didn't like the training arrangements. It's all about you. Disgusting. Supernova 73 in a nutshell. Brilliant. How he can point the finger when he did that. The biggest arena and stage in the world. And he walked out sulking. I think that says it all. And how TV can have a man with those values on there who does that. How TV can have a man who absolutely smashed his own club because he had a big argument with Ferguson, whether right or wrong. How TV can do this when we all know, you know, on the personal side, there are apparently lots of things he has done which are not very nice. You know, he's a bully. He's a bit of a bully on the field. How TV can have that sort of man on there? Maybe it's right. It's all just, you know, just to try the viewers, you know, get us watching as he gives the stare and just stares people out because they have the audacity to disagree with him. Yeah, you're a hard man, Keane, but you weren't so hard when somebody has offered you out in the past. And, you know, we're all human beings, mate. You're not that hard. There's always somebody bigger and stronger and harder than you, and it's becoming boring. You're just trying to stare people out and scaring them. That's bully tactics. And if you brought that to punditry, Sky TV should stop it. It's not, doesn't actually warm fans up, really. Anyway, they're my thoughts. They're other people's thoughts from both sides. I don't know if we should close this down or not. It'll be interesting to see what you guys, long, you probably won't get to it. Supernova, Colin the Carrot, loved your comments. Thought out, not you're arsed.